Hey Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking ahead at August and what is in store for you. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate every single one of you, so thank you so much. I do also apologize for any coughing or sniffling. I am a little bit sick at the moment, so hopefully on the mend, but we'll see how we go. Okay, this week I've got the Matters of the Heart Oracle there. I am also using the True Heart Hidden Feelings Oracle. The Lenormand deck I'm using this week, I have the Malefic Lenormand. And I also actually have the Little Book of Answers. Okay, so if you think of a question that you're wanting to know in regards to love and romance throughout August, keep that in mind and we will answer that at the end for you. Getting into it, Leo, what's going on for Leo throughout August with love and romance? Love and romance for our Leos in August. Feelings unraveled. So it's kind of like, there's some stuff that you've been feeling a bit knotted up about and it's sort of starting to come loose this month, Leo. Some things that, it's kind of like there's some stuff that you've been processing that is starting to unravel a little bit, and as those feelings unravel a little bit, you feel like you're maybe losing control of your feelings a little bit. You're unsure what they are and what they mean. We also have the superficial feelings coming through as well, which that one does tend to show itself when we are focusing on things other than love. That does sort of tend to lend itself to things like, concerns about money or focusing on material world stuff. But, I feel like that's kind of, to be honest here, it feels like that's actually your way of gaining control over these unraveling feelings, is to try to, put a very materialistic spin on those feelings. And that's a way for you to gain control over them this month. That, if I feel this, it means, money means more to me, that sort of thing. You're really just trying to put things into a very, reality, real world, materialistic kind of perspective this month. I feel like it's just a way of gaining control here. But it feels like there's a lot more going on for you this month than just love. So, we'll see how we go through the reading, but you may want to look back at some of the other August overview messages, Leo. We did do, career and financial reading. That there may be some significance in that one for you. But also, last week we did have the other overview messages as well, with challenges and the good stuff. So there may be something in those other readings for you as well. But and I'm also feeling the need to remind you that we are coming up to the shadow work reading on the 9th. It's still like over a week away, but there may also be something coming through in that for you, once August actually gets started. Okay, Leo, clarifying this message for Leo, please. What's going on for Leo in August with love and romance? Yeah, to be completely honest, I kind of feel like with what I'm seeing here, firstly, we have the ring coming through, followed by the anchor, and then the lilies. So it kind of feels like you've reached a level of comfortability within your relationships that that it's giving you space to unravel other feelings around love. That you may, for a lot of you may have like a certain level of comfortability within the relationships that you have in your life, whether love and romance or otherwise. There is a certain level of comfortability coming through here with that anchor. This is like you know that you can rely on these relationships long term, that you're really sort of maybe looking at these relationships long term, and it's allowing you the space to unravel your feelings a little bit here and sort of really remove any superficial feelings and take stock of, what's real and what's not. Because we do see there with the ring, it does actually look a little bit like a mirror in this particular deck. You can kind of see it looks like a mirror rather than a ring. So I feel like this is you looking within a little bit this month, and looking within at your relationships that you've created within love, looking at the patterns and cycles that you've been in with love and romance, finding the steadiness to those. The anchor is here, and that holds us steady through the storm. So it's kind of like, you've got something here holding you steady while you unravel your feelings and really go through the storm of feeling, of emotion. I do feel once again that quite a lot of those feelings have got something to do with something else outside of love and romance. Whereas we do see the lily there as well, which really does sort of point us in the direction of, that you've got this stable relationship. That it's a long-term relationship. That it's not going anywhere, that you can be a little bit more vulnerable with, looking at feelings and looking at your emotions, even if they're not directly connected to this relationship itself. So even if you're not in an actual relationship, there is a stable relationship, whether it's with self or with somebody. It may not be a love relationship. You've just got some sort of stable relationship in your life that is enabling you to, find a bit more ability to gain control on a superficial level of unraveling those feelings and allowing yourself to start really looking at the patterns and cycles and how you truly feel here. And it's a safety zone, I suppose, of where you feel safe enough to actually start assessing other things in your life. But we'll have a look at your person's feelings towards you. Like I said, even if you don't actually have a person per se, sometimes this shows up a past person or a future person as well. Leo and your person throughout August. Leo and your person. What's going on for Leo and your person in August? I honestly just feel here that you're in a safe area where you can start looking at other things that are affecting your heart. Pardon me. Control. Wants to take the lead. Power struggles. Forced, at odds, and tense. So I feel like that's just within you yourself once again, trying to find that sense of control. So you may be facing some control issues between yourself and, if you are in a partnership here, there may be a little bit of a power struggle going on at the moment. But I feel like it's because it's testing the boundaries kind of thing. It's because you've got this comfort zone. You've got this comfort zone here. And sometimes, we do want to, I feel comfortable enough to actually exert a little bit more control. So I feel like that's kind of what that is. It's nothing really dramatic. I feel like it's just finding your own power more than anything, to be honest. Loving. Needs lots of affection. Let love lead the way. Devoted, caring, and passion. So, once again, we're seeing a very stable heart. Seeing a very stable heart here for you. Whether that's through someone's support of you, Leo, or within your own self. There is a lot of stability within your heart space, which is enabling you to sort of delve a little bit deeper into other things around your heart space. Leo, your person's feelings towards you, Leo. Leo's person's feelings towards Leo in August. Once again, I just feel like they're allowing, they're just there. They're there for you, one way or another. We have the letter coming through, so they're going to communicate their feelings to you. They're going to come at you with this loving energy and give you the love you need and communicate love to you and be open and communicative about the love that they hold for you, even if it comes across in a very materialistic, rational kind of way. So for some of you here, if you are in a partnership, your person may show their affection and show their love, through gift giving or acts of service, those kinds of things. They may not be, they may not be an overly physically affectionate person, but they show that through other ways. They communicate that through more logical, rational ways. They're like, okay, well, I'm taking care of you, Leo. So, I'm taking care of everything you need. I'm giving you everything you want. Therefore, that's me showing my affection. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes there is a bit of a clash between the way we receive love and the way somebody gives love. So uh, sometimes it just feels that your person is very logical, rational here. We have the masculine for them, so they're not necessarily a huge emotional person on the surface, or they don't communicate emotionally. They communicate in other ways, but they're still very open and honest, and wanting to communicate that with you, but they're just doing it in very sort of, they control their emotions a lot more, and they are doing it in a very sort of power kind of way. I'm just going to take power. I'm just going to take control. So maybe that's why we're seeing that control issue once again as well, because it's kind of trying to wrest control here between who's the one that's logical and rational and who's the one that's emotional and affectionate. It does feel like a bit of a, I kind of feel like, when you need them to be emotional, they're logical. And when they need you to be logical, you're emotional. So it's kind of this, it can be a little bit of a struggle sometimes, I feel. We do also see the tree. So this person is actually, they are doing a little bit of healing within their own self. They are, still growing and healing and maturing in their own ways as well. So they kind of need you to be a little bit more maybe controlling about the emotional stuff, I feel, Leo. So, maybe that communication is coming through because they need you to help them balance out that masculine energy with very feminine energy. It's all part of the healing together. I feel like this is, wanting to heal together. They're wanting to heal you and support you and branch out to hold you up through any storm, but they need that for themselves as well. They are going through a little bit of, focusing on, looking after themselves in different ways to what they maybe have in the past as well. So just keep that in mind with that person, Leo. Anything else Leo needs to know in regards to love throughout August? Anything else Leo needs to know in regards to love throughout August? Yeah, we see you here in your emotions. Once again, we have the moon coming through for you. So we do see you in your emotions a little bit here throughout the month. We do see the clouds coming through as well. So just be aware that the emotions, and that's why you're needing to unravel those feelings, because they are affecting the way that you think about things, your perspective on things, and that's where anxiety and confusion is coming from, because you're very the clouds normally would be very logical and rational ways of thinking, but you're thinking very emotionally, okay, and there's a lot of emotion clouding your thoughts at the moment. So so just be aware of that. That's why you and this person are actually a really good balance for each other, because they're coming from a masculine, rational, logical energy, and you're coming from an emotional energy. So maybe listening to them a little bit more and balancing it out a little bit more, allowing them to have a little bit of control through the communication, but then also you allowing them, them allowing you to have a little bit more control about the emotional side of things. So keeping that in mind, that they are in charge of the logic and the rational thinking. You're in charge of the emotional thinking, but we need to balance it out together and really work as a team, because, we are growing together here. We do see the heart there as well. So, your way of thinking is not wrong. It's just very sensitive heart space energy. Trusting your intuition to help guide you through your thought processes as well. That we can use our emotions for good, in that sense of trusting our intuition and our gut instinct, rather than just letting our minds sort of be this swirling emotion, really balancing that out with the logic and the love for oneself seems to be important for you here as well. So that's what we have there for that. But if you have thought of a question we're going to find the answer for you, Leo. So the answer that Leo needs in regards to love and romance in August, the answer that Leo needs in regards to love, yes. Okay, we've got a nice and simple yes for you there, Leo. Okay, so that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check out your other placements, cross-watch your person's placements, all that good stuff. Leave me a comment. Let me know if there's any specific topics you would like readings on, and I will see you all again soon.